My question is to the Prime Minister and asks, is the gap between our wages and wages in Australia and other parts of the world getting wider? If so, why is this occurring?
The Honourable Jerry Brownlee.
Mr Speaker, on behalf of the Prime Minister, the government does not monitor wage movements around the world. However, we do monitor incomes using GDP per capita, and on that basis it's very clear that New Zealand has fallen behind many other developed countries. The last year for which we have consistent data is 2008, when New Zealand slipped from 20th to 22nd on the OECD ladder. This decline is in no small part due to mismanagement by the previous government.
The Honourable Jim Anderton.
Supplementary, Mr Speaker. Will the increase in GST in New Zealand, which raises it to 50% higher than it is in Australia, make the wage gap with Australia narrower or wider?
The Honourable Jerry Brownlee.
Mr Speaker, the after-tax wage gap between Australia and New Zealand after the 1st of October will be narrower.
The Honourable Jim Anderton.
Mr Speaker, will wages rise faster than prices this year?
The Honourable Jerry Brownlee.
Mr Speaker, that is, on behalf of the Prime Minister, that's a question that will be best answered in the light of history. It's the light of history that is so condemning of the economic policies that his government ran for 9 years.
The Honourable Jim Anderton.
Point of order, Mr Speaker. I think that's about the shortest...
Is this a point of order?
Yes, it is.
Point of order.
Mr Speaker, that's about the shortest question I've ever asked in my whole history in this House. And I think it deserves...
A point of order is being considered.
I think it therefore deserves an answer rather than a discussion about history.
Order. Order. Where a member asks a question about the future, is something going to happen in the future? There's no precise answer to that, and the member's experienced enough to know that. The Honourable Jim Anderton. Supplementary question.
Mr Speaker, was the next tax cut, was the net tax cut last year of zero for all employed New Zealanders earning the under the average wage, that is 64% of all employed New Zealanders? Is it virtually zero for everyone in the same group this year? And if so, how does that help close the income gap with the majority of wage earners in New Zealand compared to their Australian cousins?
The Honourable Jerry Brownlee.
Speaker, the answer, I think, to the second part of his question, or the middle part of his question, is no. What the October 1st tax changes will mean is that 75% of New Zealand's workforce will pay no more than 17.5 cents. They will be better off.
The question number 4, Joe Goodhue.